August 25th, 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time. A reading from the book of Joshua. Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel together at Shechem. Then he called the elders, leaders, judges, and scribes of Israel, and they presented themselves before God. Then Joshua said to all the people, "If you will not serve the Lord, choose today whom you wish to serve, whether the gods that your ancestors served beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you are now living. As for me and my house, we serve the Lord." The people answered, "We have no intention of deserting the Lord and serving other gods. Was it not the Lord our God who brought us and our ancestors out of the land of Egypt, the house of slavery, who worked those great wonders before our eyes, and preserved us all along the way we traveled among all the peoples through whom we journeyed? What is more, the Lord drove all those people out before us, as well as the Amorites who used to live in this country. We too will serve the Lord, for He is our God." The word of the Lord. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. I will bless the Lord at all times, His praise always on my lips. In the Lord my soul shall make it boast. The humble shall hear and be glad. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. The Lord turns His face against the wicked, to destroy their remembrance from the earth. The Lord turns His eyes to the just, and ears to their appeal. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. They call, and the Lord hears and rescues them in all their distress. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Those whose spirit is crushed, He will save. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Many are the trials of the just man, but from them all the Lord will rescue him. He will keep guard over all his bones. Not one of his bones shall be broken. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Evil brings death to the wicked. Those who hate the good are doomed. The Lord ransoms the souls of His servants. Those who hide in Him shall not be condemned. Taste and see the goodness of the Lord. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Ephesians. Give way to one another in obedience to Christ. Wives should regard their husbands as they regard the Lord. Since as Christ is head of the church and saves the whole body, so is as husband the head of his wife, and as a church submits to Christ, so should wives to their husbands. In everything husbands should love their wives, just as Christ loved the church, and sacrificed Himself for her to make her holy. He made her clean by washing her in water with the form of words, so that when He took her to Himself, she would be glorious, with no speck or wrinkle or any other like that, but only holy and faultless. In the same way, husbands must love their wives as they love their own bodies. For a man to love his wife is for him to love himself. A man never hates his own body, but he feeds it and looks after it. And that is the way Christ treats the church, because it is His body and we are its living parts. For this reason, a man must leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two will become one body. This mystery has many implications, but I am saying it applies to Christ and the church. The word of the Lord. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John. After hearing His doctrine, many of the followers of Jesus said, "This is intolerable language. How could anyone accept it?" Jesus was aware that His followers were complaining about it and said, "Does this upset you? What if you should see the Son of Man ascend to where He was before? It is a spirit that gives life. The flesh has nothing to offer. The words I spoke to you are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you who do not believe." For Jesus knew for the outset those who do not believe, and who it was that would betray Him. He went on, "This is why I told you that no one could come to me unless the Father allows him." After this, many of His disciples left Him and stopped going with Him. Then Jesus said to the 12, "What about you? Do you want to go away too?" Simon Peter answered, "Lord, who shall we go to? You have the message of eternal life, and we believe, we know that You are the Holy One of God." The Gospel of the Lord.